So there's been some pretty significant developments over the past few days. The biggest one I covered yesterday, and that's the fact that the deadline for the appeal and posting the bond, which was $10 million and some change, I think the interest needed to be put up with it as well, which is no joke. It's a hefty price tag. I think like $600,000 or something like that. Well, anyway, missed that deadline. Now, what that means is Team JD can now start pushing for their money. So that desert house, whatever she's got in the bank, anything she's got maybe hidden overseas, they can try to find that now and take that money. And I suggested that he use that money and donate it to the children's hospital that she pledged money to, but not in her name, not to take care of her pledge. He donate it to, just support the kids and help them out. And the money that they may have been counting on from her, well, now they don't have to worry about it because they got it. But then they still expect the pledge from her. So it's like a win-win. It's a win-win. So that's kind of the big thing. Now, she can still appeal. It's only $500, but the difference is he can now go after the judgment. And I hope he does. So that when she puts that book out and gets that $15 million for that as well, and what a crazy price, because who the hell is going to buy that book? I might buy it for content because I can debunk all of the BS. Then you don't have to read it, which is always a good thing. I'm undecided on it. No one's going to buy that book. What's going to happen is YouTubers like myself will buy it, and we will go through it and debunk it. And that's where a lot of you, I would suggest, should get it if you want to consume it. Don't buy it and read it. Don't support the company that gave her money. But yeah, it's going to be a colossal failure, just like the Deadline interview was a colossal failure. Nobody watched that. And who knows how much money they gave her for that interview. She got paid for it. Anyway, as Geo News points out here, she's been very silent on social media. If you remember, she made this statement, do they give a date on here? April 9th, that she's going offline for the next several weeks because of the Virginia trial. Well, that's gone and been done with for a while. But she hasn't made really any statements on social media. She's been very, very quiet. Very, very quiet. I do wonder what's going on with that. So, I want to talk about her appeal in general. Newsweek put out this article. is appealing Depp verdict, a smart strategic play, says two lawyers. They just put lawyer. Now, what's funny about this headline is both the lawyers basically say, yeah, she's not going to win. They don't put that in the headline. They just say it's a smart strategic play. And the reason they say it's a smart strategic play is because she's likely or possibly able to get a reduced settlement during this. So, do you want to really go through with this appeal? Let me pay you less money. Let me pay you $1 million, not 10. But that's not going to happen. What is going to happen is it's going to get smacked down, because I would be willing to guess, and we'll never find this out, I wouldn't think. I think because they were originally, before the delayed verdict, they had a chance to sit down and negotiate. And they didn't have any, from what I understand, good negotiations. I would be willing to bet that Team JD offered her some kind of deal, and this is speculation, so don't say it's in fact, it's speculation, but it makes sense to me. I would be willing to bet that Team J offered her a deal where she didn't have to pay any money, but the deal was that she had to stop defaming him, no writing books about him, no making statements about him, interviews. Stop defaming me. She probably didn't even have to apologize. Just shut up and go away. Basically was probably what they want. I'd be willing to bet something like that was thrown on the table. And she rejected it because her entire future is not in acting. It's an activism. And for her to have a successful career in activism, she has to be a victim and able to throw him under the bus to further herself. She never wanted to move on with her life. As she says, she's wanted to throw him under the bus for the rest of her career because she, like Colin Kaepernick, recognizes that her future isn't in acting like his isn't in sports. It's in activism. A lot of money in activism. $30,000 a dinner. That's what she could have been paid. And I've heard she's been paid some large number like that to have a dinner speech. That's where the real money is, and that's where she can go and do these little events all the time, and then she gets to be hailed as a hero of women. Something like that would greatly appeal to a person like AH. So for her to cut that kind of a deal would be damaging for her future career because there's no way in hell she'll be going on in Hollywood after all this. I don't see her career moving on because no one's ever going to forget this. Anything that she's attached to will tank. That's why I can't wait for Aquaman 2 to come out so we can all laugh at that. But several lawyers in here say like this. Newsweek has spoken with 2 lawyers about the case. One of them said that AH's decision to appeal the verdict is the right thing to do from a financial point of view, but both said the appeal is unlikely to be successful. And I agree. And most of LawTube agrees as well. I believe all of them actually think that the verdict is going to stand and there won't be an appeal. So I went through this. Here's what they say about the appeal. Both of them, the 2 different people they spoke to. Attorney Andrew M. Leib said he agreed with AH's team's moves, but he stressed that her appeal isn't a slam dunk by any stretch of the imagination. And then here's what the other lawyer had to say. She is arguing improper juror service, but only on a technical basis. And absent a casual showing that the sitting of the juror resulted in bias or prejudice against her, the verdict will not be reversed. And he went on to say that the appeal is a smart strategic play because it may give AH the leverage she needs to negotiate a reduced judgment with JD's attorneys. And that's what this is all about. Here's another one saying that it's unsuccessful. AH having a successful appeal would be rare and unlikely. So it's over. I don't see it happening. A lot of lawyers don't think it's going to happen. I think the PR team's push to rewrite this and try to make this some kind of big Constitution argument failed. She's stuck paying it, and I think she knows it. And the reason that she's been so quiet on social media is because she looks foolish. She doesn't have any support. No one supports her other than like Eve Barlow and a bunch of bots. So she's going to have to come up with that $10 million or just stop defaming him. Find another way to be an activist. I mean, that's an option. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch. I do watch parties, play video games over there. They're always fun. Follow me over there and come hang out. Also, make sure you subscribe to YellowFlash, my other channel. There's a link to that in the description as well. I do a lot of live streams over there that I don't do on this channel, usually smaller and a little bit more personal. So make sure you follow me over there and sign up.